Hello and welcome to caregiverstory.com. My name is Carolyn A. Brent and I'm really excited to interview a very, very special guest. I would like to introduce you to Bernice Tingle. Bernice Tingle is at the very tip top of the baby boomers. And what I mean by that, people that were born between the years of 1946 and 1964 are considered the baby boomers. Not only is Bernice at the top of the baby boomers at the age of 65, she has been caring for her mom, which is now 102 years old. Please help me welcome Bernice. When I first met Bernice, her mother's birthday party that I attended, she was 94 years old. So I'm going to ask Bernice, what is it like to be a baby boomer, a senior yourself, taking care of a senior? Is that an easy job?
No, it's not. And many times we get disillusioned because in our minds when we're younger, we think that we're going to be able to take care of our parents as they did us as we move on. But it's not really as easy as we think, because somehow I thought that I'd be taking care of my mother as she got older. However, she would still be in her same facilities. Mm-hmm. I mean, she would still have her same faculties, that she would still be able to make the quality decisions that she's made, because we do look and hold our parents on a higher pedestal.
Absolutely.
But it is difficult because also at the same time, I'm getting older. Mm-hmm. And and aging is not for wimps.
Right.
I'm getting older, so I'm trying to address aging and that aging process for myself while trying to take care of my mother. So in essence, I'm basically putting my life on hold right now for my mother, and there's a lot of things that come along with it. You want to do the best by them. There's a feeling of guilt that I'm denying myself of things that I'd like to be doing. I'm getting older. If I put my life on hold now, will I be able to walk in 2 years?
Right.
Those types of things. But that's still that love and compassion that you have for a parent. You still want to hold on to that and manage them and do the best that you can by them and take in consideration their needs.
Right.
And, many times, Carolyn, I find that people say, well, keeping care of a parent, as they get older, it's like keeping care of a child. It is not.
So what is it like then, compared to rearing a child versus, helping an aging parent? What's the difference, Bernice?
What I find out is that when you're raising and rearing a child, sure, they're dependent on you, but each day that they mature, they are getting better at the quality of what they're doing. They're walking, they're standing straight, they're being able, you give them information, they're able to hold on to it.
Right.
When you're dealing with the elderly, it's not going to get any better. The day that you're in is the best it's going to get, because each day with dementia and end of the life illnesses, it gets worse. They're depending on you more and more each day instead of less each day. So it's not like taking care of a child.
Right.
It is what it is.
Right.
You're helping someone migrate through the last stages of their life.
Right.
And in getting your book, I'm so excited because I can't wait. I'm 65 years old. I'm at the top stage of the baby boomers,
Yes,
the
you
top
are.
rung.
Right.
There's information in here that I'm sure that not only need now, but I needed it like yesterday.
Right.
Being that I'm the last sibling, I probably won't have issues with dealing with family members, but just knowing what needs to happen.
Right.
And you don't have the luxury of doing a lot of research because we don't know when that final day is.
Right.
And there's certain things that we need to put in place, even things as simple as preparing for funeral arrangements, final cost. If there's anything special that you want to have done for a memorial service, you really need to put that in place now.
Right.
Get it done now, because normally after a person's demise, there's no more than a week before that final burial.
Right.
That's a lot to stack in.
Absolutely.
So you can't wait.
Yes.
I cannot wait. There's many things that I should have taken care of yesterday.
Right. Well, let me ask you this. You had taken care of your mom within your very own home. And I
Yes.
know that was a challenge. As you said, you had to put your life on hold. Now, several weeks ago, your mother had taken an unexpected fall. So could you elaborate and share with everyone what that was like, taking your mom to an assisted living facility, how you felt, the cost involved? What can you share with us?
Well, the first thing about that is when she did take that unexpected fall a few weeks ago, luckily she didn't break any bones. But the first thing that I was hit with in emergency is that since I am the relative, do I have a dual power of attorney for health care? These are things that are important. A lot of times you feel you have a lot of time to wait, that it's just, you automatically know that I'm the only child, I can take care of these things.
Right.
Facilities need to know that they don't need to be sued. They need to know that you have the authority, that it's on record, that you'll be able to make decisions according to medical needs.
Right.
Thanks to you and talking to you over the years, I had my dual power of attorney for medical needs.
Wow.
I was able to give that to them so they can make a copy and feel confident that they'll be able to work with my mother and I can make decisions in her behalf because she wasn't in a position. Luckily, my mother didn't break any bones and she just finished with therapy. She did move to the Convalescent Rehabilitation Center, but the problem there is that I'm still Carolyn, coupled with my mom and I have been together so long now, that is this the best place for her?
Right.
I know that it's a good facility. I have visited, but still, I still wonder that individual care, and this is something you always wrestle with, that individual care that my mother needs, the comfort of being in a familiar surroundings, the comfort of having the dog around. These are things that, if they're in a familiar situation, that may keep her here longer. So you're always worried about that, although I do know that my mother needs care 24/7 now.
Absolutely.
And that's why, going back to putting my life on hold. Because you want to make sure that they're in their familiar surroundings, that they're around people that they know, that love them. Because they do get that sense that they're getting older, and that's that insecurity of, if something happens to me, who's going to be here? Who's going to be with me? And there's just all kind of things that you think about. Even the luxury, my mother's in the facility now. I'm seriously thinking about bringing her home.
Wow.
But in bringing her home, I don't have the luxury of doing the simple things like having a conversation, be able to have a conversation and talk with you. Because I have to get back home to mother.
Absolutely. I understand that. And one thing that I point out in my book, and I could really, really understand that you want to bring your mother home, but I point out with the caregivers, especially when the parents are really, really sick, very, very demented, that you could have extended family members to visit that parent 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, reaching out on your behalf. Because what happens typically with the caregiver, they end up dying before the person. In my situation, I still have chronic back pain that I unfortunately will have throughout the rest of my life that I'm still trying to manage on a daily basis from being the caregiver, from thinking I've got to do it all. But Bernice, you don't have to do it all. The key thing is allow medical professionals to help you. Definitely have your friends, extended family to go and visit mother. And what's really, really nice, she's close. So I really, really encourage you to allow the professionals to help you. Now, one other question I have, why do people think that end-of-life care is free? How much does it cost your mom to be in the environment that she's in right now?
The facility that my mother is in, it's a skilled facility, probably has maybe about 30 beds or 30 patients. The cost is $290 per day.
Wow.
About $8,700 a month. That is not cheap. It's not inexpensive by the long stretch. And I don't care how many dollars that you have set aside, it's really never enough.
It's never enough.
It's never enough. And the idea that people have that as you get older that these are free services, they are not. There's a cost associated with all of it.
So one thing that I stress is a person not waiting to get the long-term care, to get insurance in place, to help for end of life. Would you agree that that's something that
is paramount. My daughter's 40 now. I started asking her or putting it on her mind when she was about 30 years old, you should consider a long-term care policy. She has no siblings, the same as I have none now. And when you don't have siblings or you don't have a lot of family, you need to look out for that. And it's important that people take that. That helps defray the cost. The policy that I got, that was my 52nd birthday present to myself, was a long-term care plan. And I thought I was provisioning, and I am provisioning, but it's still not enough because the cost of healthcare goes up and up and up every day. But it's important to get something in place that's going to help defray the cost. The policy that I have now would offer me upward to about $200 a day. And notice I said my mother is to 90 per day.
I know,
it's just chasing.
Yeah.
You're consistently chasing to keep on top of this.
Well, you know what?
But I would suggest that anybody
Right.
get long-term care policies, continue to look at your financial status. People are living longer.
Right.
I never thought that my mother would be living, she's in her 103rd year.
Wow.
And as far as she's concerned, she doesn't want to be where she is because there's old people there.
Yeah, that's mother.
And they don't get too much older than her.
Yes.
But that's what keeps her going.
Right.
But people are living longer. And in her mind, she has many more years to come.
Right, right. Well, you know, people are living longer, but not necessarily in the best of health. So why wait? Get your copy and go through the checklist. It's going to help you and your family. Thank you so much. And thank you, Bernice, for this interview.
Thank you, and I can't wait to finish this book.
Good. Okay. Thank you, Bernice.